Which sporting event do you believe there was a 100 fix? Harlem Globetrotters games. It's just a theory, but I've done some research. Roy Jones Jr. vs. Park Si-hun. 1988 Olympics. Roy beat the poor guy senseless, but the Korean judges wouldn't score him. Almost every game I've placed a bet on. 1919 World Series. WrestleMania 3. No fucking way Hogan was body slamming Andre without his cooperation. 1985 NBA Draft Lottery. Puppy Bowl 14. Medieval times Buena Park, CA. Take heed and drink mead. World Cup 2002. South Korea-Italy was a blatant fix to get the Korean hosts as far as possible. 2014 Winter Olympics figure skating ladies singles. Yuna Kim 100 deserved that gold over Adelina Sotnikova. It still baffles me. That Kings-Lakers series in 2002. Western Conference Finals. Shit was rigged and I'll never believe otherwise. 1972 Olympic basketball. USSR over USA. 1978 World Cup final between the Netherlands and Argentina in Argentina. With armed soldiers everywhere. Now I'm not saying the Argentinians demanded the Dutch lose or else. But the implication was there. Saints vs. Rams NFC Championship. That pass interference no call tipped their hand. 2002 NBA Finals Western Conference Finals. Western Conference Lakers vs. Kings. Game 6. X200B. Edit WCF. Not finals. Thanks. 2002 World Cup. There is no way South Korea legitimately beat Italy and Spain with all those BS calls. 2002 NBA Western Conference Finals were absolutely, positively 100 fixed. I've never been a Lakers nor a Kings fan. But that was clearly a sporting travesty from an outside perspective from someone who had no rooting interest. I was at 1. Wisconsin football against UNLV 9-7-2007. Stands are filled with Wisconsin fans. All the money in town was on Wisconsin from the visiting fans. Badgers up 27-7 in the third quarter. Spread was 10 PDs. Someone ran into a generator near the stadium. Lights out mid-play. Game called a win for Wisconsin. But the sportsbooks wouldn't acknowledge it as a betting win because it didn't finish in 4 quarters. Returned original bets to all the Wisconsin fans but didn't have to pay out the win. Hagler vs. Leonard. It was an obvious fix. Hagler let up every single time he had Leonard in any trouble. Then goes on to retire and be a famous actor in Italy. Lol. All women's figure skating events after 2014. Dale Earnhardt Jr. winning Daytona in July 2001. Any boxing match where Jake Paul won. Muhammad Ali vs. Sonny Liston 1964. Too much evidence to say it was real. 1980 Mr. Olympia. After seeing the picture in which Arnold Schwarzenegger and Mike Mentzer were side to side, it was very obvious it had been fixed. Detroit Lions Dallas Cowboys NFC wildcard in 2015 where the refs huddled and then picked up multiple thrown flags after blatant pass interference by Dallas, which killed the Lions' drive to win their first playoff game since 1991. Chelsea vs. Barcelona. 2009. A lot of utterly crap calls all went Barcelona's way. Chelsea were denied a penalty. Barca won every 50-50 calls. A huge shitshow. A shame really because Essien scored an absolute screamer in the first 10 minutes. Chelsea-Barca 2008. AKA it's a fucking disgrace. It couldn't have been more obvious. Chelsea had like 4 plain as day penalties denied. Pittsburgh over Seattle in the Super Bowl. Hawks were robbed. Chelsea versus Barcelona. Everyone knows that game. QPR giving the ball straight back to City at the kickoff in the last minute of the 2012 Premier League. Come on. Italy versus South Korea, 2002 Football World Cup. The 2023 Draft Lottery. The NHL wanted everyone to move on from the Kyle Beach incident, and what better way to do it in their eyes than for Chicago to have a clean start than to get a generational talent to start their new era. First Canelo GGG fight. I know the Houston Astros didn't fix the World Series. They plainly cheated. But the ensuing suspension, where none of the players got in trouble and everyone in charge either got fired or suspended, was absolutely a fix. If there were any justice in the world, the team would have been relocated. The players suspended for life from baseball. Instead, the players got no punishment, and the commissioner referred to the championship as a piece of metal because fans were outraged. Every time my team lost. 2009 NFCC. The last World Cup, organizers really pushed for a specific champion in my opinion. Anything with those twat Paul brothers, those aren't actual fights. Bobby Riggs versus Billie Jean King. He threw it, no doubt about it. Chiefs-Jets on Sunday night. The Bucs going to the Super Bowl in their own stadium with Tom Brady under center. Most Kansas City Chiefs games since Patrick Mahomes took the torch from Brady. The amount of calls that always go their way is insane. Perfect example this past weekend against the Jets. Lightning Flames 2004 Game 6. The Tuck Rule. 49ers Chiefs Super Bowl. That hold on Nick Bosa was obvious. F1 2021 Abu Dhabi GP. Super Bowl 40. 2005 NHL Draft Lottery. Roy Jones Jr. vs. Park Si-hun in '88 Summer Olympics. The Tuck Rule game. Dez caught it. This recent NFL game with the Chiefs and Jets. If you watched it, you gotta agree. Every Jake Paul fight. Game 6 of the 2004 NHL Stanley Cup Final. That puck crossed the line. World Championship 2022 in Qatar. The narrative from the start was that it was supposed to be Messi's year because that would give Qatar way more memorability. FIFA and Qatar were both pretty vocal about this. This combined with the crazy amounts of dubious penalties, referee decisions, etc. I am pretty sure only Messi fans and Argentinians still think it's a legit win for Argentina. That Chiefs vs. Jets game on Sunday night. Liverpool vs. Tottenham 9-3-0, 2023. Patriots winning Super Bowl after 9/11. Various NHL draft lotteries. Horse racing. All of it all the time. Spurs vs. Liverpool last weekend. 1993 Western Conference Finals. Game Supersonic vs. Phoenix Suns. 64 free throw attempts for the Suns absolutely fixed by the refs and the NBA that wanted to see. The Suns vs. Chicago Bulls. The Chiefs not covering last Sunday night. Rams pie against the Saints. Any game where the Detroit Lions are the opponent. The ref literally picked the flag back up on a play once. Game 6 NBA Finals 2016. Indian Premier League IPL. 49ers vs. Seahawks NFC Championship game saw the 49ers take a lead into the half and then a series of bad penalty calls against the 49ers and missed calls against the Seahawks contributed greatly to Seattle coming back and winning.